Watch this video to find out how to solve a Suguru puzzle.
This is what a Suguru puzzle looks like. It's a grid, and on the grid, different cages have been marked off. So the cages are marked off with darker outlines around them. The cages are made up of cells. Sometimes they have 1 cell, sometimes they have 2, all the way up to 5 cells. You need to place numbers into the cells in such a way that they never touch another number that's the same, even diagonally. So if there's a 4 here, you can't have a 4 anywhere around it. Here's a 1, there's no 1 anywhere around it. You also have to place the numbers into the cages so that starting at 1, you place the numbers that count up to the number of cells in the cage. So for example, this cage has 3 cells, so you'd have to place 1, 2, 3 in there. This cage has 5 cells, so you'd have to place the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the easiest place to start is with a cell of cage of one cell, because all you can do is put a 1 in there. Now if I look at this cage, it has 3 cells. I need to have 1, 2, and 3. Someone's already placed the 2 in there for me. I have to decide, does the 1 go there or there? Well, because there's a 1 there and I'm not allowed to touch a same number even diagonally, this can't be the 1, which means the 1 has to go there, and then the 3 has to go there. Okay, so now I have to look, where's my next best place to break something free? A lot of times I'll go down and look at where there are clusters of numbers. So this cage already has 3, 4, 5. It needs a 1 and a 2. But because there's a 1 there, we know that becomes the 2 and the 1 is there. Okay, now what do I want to try and look at? I'm going to look at this shape here. This cage needs a 5 because it has 5 cells, but this 5 is touching that one, and that one. So the only place for a 5 is right there. And now if I look at it even more closely, I need a 2. Let's see. That can't be a 2, but that could and that could. How about a 3? That can't be a 3, but that could or that could. Now I could make little notes if I want to. Like here's a 2, that could be a 2. This could be a 3, this could be a 3. Okay, what about the 4s? Anything could be a 4 at this point. All right, let's try a different cage. Let's look at this one. Let's just start with 1. Here's a 1, it's touching that, and that. So the only place for the 1 is right there. Okay, we don't have any 2s to help us. We don't have any 3s. We do have a 5. The 5 is touching those 2, but that still leaves possibilities. So maybe I'm going to try something else. Let's look at this part right here. Okay, this like M-shaped cage. If I want a 1 in there, I've got this one touching that, and this one is touching that. So the only available place for a 1 is right there. Now I need a 2, but this 2's touching there, this 2's touching there, so the only place for a 2 is there. So now what I don't know is where the 4, oh wait, look, there's a 4. That means the 4 can't go there, so the 4 goes there, and that becomes a 5. All right, let's take a look at this shape. Do we have enough information to get a 1 in there? I can't have a 1 there, or there, or there. Oh, and this 1 means I can't have a 1 there, so there's only one place for a 1 in that shape. Let's take a look at the 2s. This 2 is touching that and that. This 2 is touching that, so there's only one place for the 2s. 3s, right now I have a 3 there, so there's no 3 there, but I could have a 3 there or there. Let's see, we don't have any nearby 4s. Let's think about the 5s. This 5 is touching that and that, so the only place for a 5 is right there. Okay, let's see what we can do. Let's see, we are left with a 3 and a 4. We can't figure that out. Let's go back to visit this one. Can we do anything with the 5 information? Nope, that didn't help. Let's figure out where to go next. Let's look at this shape. Let's just start off with 1. That means there can't be a 1 there. This means there can't be a 1 there or there, so that becomes a 1. Now let's think about 2. That 2's touching there and there, so that becomes a 2. And then we do know about a 5. The 5 is touching there, so that can't be a 5, which means the only thing left is a 5 there. That then becomes a 3. Now if I look at this little cage of 2, now that I've got a 2 there, I know that's a 1 and that's a 2. All right, let's look at this shape. I already have a 1, I need a 2. This 2's touching that and that. This 2's touching that. That means the 2 has to be there. Which back over here, when we wrote our little notes, we thought 2 was going to work, but it's not going to do that, so we can erase that. That means the only place for a 2 is right there. So we're going to turn that into a 2. Okay, let's go back to this. There are no 3s or 4s to give us any information, but there is a 5. That can't be a 5 and that can't be a 5, so that becomes a 5. Oh, wait, there is 4 to give us information. That can't be a 4, so that's a 4 and that's a 3. And now if I look at this shape again, I need a 3 and a 4, but there's a 3, so that can't be a 3. That then becomes your 3, that becomes your 4. And because that 3 exists there, this can't be a 3, which means it can only be a 4. This becomes a 3, and that is a completed Suguru puzzle.